Hey there, everyone. Well, I hope you've been doing well and you've been having a good weekend so far. And I wanted tonight I thought I'd talk about the pen I've been using quite a lot lately, and I've another pen that I've added to the vintage part of my collection per se, but is this one is the Esterbrook Model J, and I got it on eBay January 19th, so I've had it a little bit. I mean, but I actually found I really enjoy it, and it's been quite good. I got it restored, which is always a good tip there, and I I can do some repairs. It's a lever filler, the Model J is, and I can do some repairs, but I'm no pro at working on the nib. I would like to learn maybe one day, but I'm not very good at that. So I left it to the expert this time, and a real expert actually. Got it. I looked up the seller, and he has some collections of pens, and if I can remember the seller, I'll put it in the description. I can't remember right now. I wrote it down somewhere, but I couldn't find my notes. But regardless, and well, his name's Andrew, and he was really, really friendly, and everything worked out. He shipped it right away and everything. But it's a good pen. And if you're interested in getting pen from him, you can find that. His pens, I found out that he lives in the area there, and when he has his pens restored, Mr. Brian Anderson is who works on him, and he did this one and did a phenomenal job on this nib of this pen, which is excellent. I don't know the years of these Esterbrooks. When I googled it, it's saying that their models would be the late 40s to late 50s. So I'm gonna peg this. Oh, the cap came off. Sorry, guys. And I would peg this one late 50s, I would assume. I'm not for sure, but it's in good shape, and so it's a lever filler, as I said, and this nib happens to be a medium. These nibs do not flex, but that's fine. That's how they are. And this one has the numbering on it is 2668, made in US, Esterbrook. That's what's on it, and yes, so to my eye, I can tell that, and I should remember that while I'm talking, but I do not. But there's a correlation to the number and the hardness. No, not the hardness. The tipping of the Esterbrook nibs, I believe. I'm sure someone can correct me and let me know on that. But so this one would apparently have the least amount of tipping on it. And so yes, and I think that sums most of it up. I was doing a bunch of my schoolwork with it, because I bring a Rhodia pad to school when I can. I do biology, I do in a regular, spiral bound, Mead notebook, I believe it is, or something, and I just use the Parker jotter with that, and that's fine for me. But when I'm doing my art class, I like to try to have nicer notes, because he looks at them by hand, and he already knows I'm wanting to do art with my handwriting, so that's where that would be. And I think that's pretty much sums up my face here. And yes, so I will show you it writing. I'll also show you as well, I decided to do some ink swabs a few weeks ago, just to try to see what the differences are. So I've already swabbed Waterman and Parker Black right here, and so I'll kind of show you what that looks like, and we'll go from there, and we'll do the writing with it. So I will see you guys as the screen is hot. So I'm back with the Esterbrook Model J, which I'll do the writing sample for here in a moment. But I wanted to show the two ink swabs like I mentioned, and I found it pretty interesting to see them next to each other, you know, from a high concentration on the page to a low concentration of the ink, and these are on rhodia paper that I've cut. So this one is the Parker Quink right here, and then we have the Waterman Intense Black, and I find it interesting. I don't know, I don't think that the camera's going to pick it up, but the Parker Quink almost looks, to my eye, and I'm a little colorblind, but it has like a burgundy sheen in that pooling of the ink. So I found that to be quite interesting, and then it kind of goes off into like a charcoal looking mark, like a graphite pencil type of looking to this when the ink is drier on the page. And then with the Intense Black from Waterman, it's a lot more, it seems a lot more, like, it's almost like comparing to, in my brain, it's almost like comparing graphite to, like, actual artist charcoal with the Intense Black. But anyway, I hope that that was maybe a little interesting. I found it neat when I've swabbed all of my inks, by the way, guys, so I'll go into that more when I'm doing videos that are on that subject, but I just wanted to bring it up since those are, you know, the two inks that are going to be used probably the most in a vintage pen. So anyway, so tonight we've got the Esterbrook model J, and this is a medium nib, firm medium, like I said. And I've got Waterman Intense Black in it right now. And then about the Flex, I mean, it's pretty much a nail, but as I said, that's just what this style of nib is. So that's not bad at all, and it seems to do really good. Mr. Anderson really tuned this nib really very smooth, actually, especially for the one having no tipping, I must admit. And then the wetness and flow. Very good. Lays the ink down wonderfully, I must admit. Like I said, it's been a pleasure to, when I was doing my homework, I used this one. And then the smear test. Puts down good ink. Puts it down, it's wet enough to feel like you're gliding on glass almost, so works very well for that. And then reverse. I feel this is not going to go well, but to test everything, don't we? Yeah, so that's terrible, but that's just what that is. It's to be expected. And I guess that's a micro milli nano fine right there, probably. And the last part, we're going to just test how the feed keeps up with the Pierre Gustafson test. Sorry. That's me right there, anyway. Seems to keep up fine. I mean, it needs to be, I mean, as you write, it'll put the ink down a little bit heavier. But, I mean, the feed is keeping up really nicely. So, anyways, I know some people don't prefer this pen, but I will say it's a good pen, and definitely one to be in the vintage collection for sure. I wasn't planning on getting the modern version. I mean, maybe it's, I know I saw Stephen Brown do it and it was a good pen, but I don't know, I try to collect, you know, the authentic pieces. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you later on. I'm on spring break this week, so may not see me for a little bit, but I appreciate you guys hanging in there, and you have a wonderful one.